Absolutely. What fun and exciting things are going on at the sheriff's department? You guys always seem so busy over there.
Well, we are busy, and you know, we get to see both sides of our society, but we are sometimes we don't realize how blessed we are with people in our community and how giving of a community we are. About 3 weeks ago, we partnered with the Bread of Life and did the Pack the Patrol car. And I didn't first time we've done it, and I wasn't sure what to expect. And I think over a 5-hour time, we collected over 5,000 pounds of food. We filled 3 pickup trucks, 2 Durangos, and then Bread of Life has that transport van. We filled it up 1.5 times. So it was just truly amazing the gifts that people give to our community.
I actually met with the Bread of Life, Melissa, it's been probably 2 weeks ago, and she said she was so excited for it, but she just didn't know if you guys would get a cart full of stuff.
Right.
She said that just kept coming.
We had one gal that come out of the cart with 12 turkeys in it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, people weren't shy about giving.
And that's something I think we see more and more here. I always talk about like the warming shelter.
Right.
I volunteer there each year, and it's amazing the people who just show up with a crock pot of chili.
Right. Yeah, people want to help. And
Yeah.
there's lots of good people in our community that are willing to participate and help.
And I think some of that, especially Pack the Patrol, has to do with the efforts that not only you, but your department, your staff, all the way down to your administrative staff.
Yeah, we've got a great staff, and they're all willing to kick in and help on situations like that because, again, the Bread of Life is a good partner for our CIT, and we need to support each other.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see the relationships that have been built here in the community, and just how those are utilized
Right.
for the things that, you don't think of the sheriff's department as somewhere collecting food for the local pantry
Right.
or the local something.
Well, again, we're here to provide a service, and however we can do that, we want to try.
Yeah.
So take that step one step further. Then this past Saturday, we did what was formerly called the Shop at the Cop or Santa's Heroes. We had to do it a little earlier this year. The FOP does that, not the Sheriff's Department. So as a collective whole, law enforcement and EMS and all fire departments, all the first responders get together, and that is always a great time to see the smiles on those kids' face. And again, the community really kicks in and helps us in that project with contributing money. While we were out there Saturday at Walmart, I had several people hand me cash and say, here's a donation. So again, we can't be more pleased with what transpired over the last few weeks.
It's always fun for me to be on the internet and watch Facebook light up. What's going on?
Yeah.
There's lights and sirens everywhere.
Yeah.
That's always entertaining for me on the background.
We got some phone calls about that, but yeah, we want to, again, brighten those kids' days up a little bit as best we can. And,
Yeah.
and giving them an escort to Walmart is a big deal to them. And we try to do it as safely as possible, obviously.
So, and I'm just curious how that's set up. Does one officer get one kid, or do they get a group of kids? How does that?
Well, again, we've got North and South Decatur at Greensburg High School. They provide some students to help as well. I don't know how many volunteers we had helping us that day, but it was a lot. And so, yeah, we don't have enough officers to do one-on-one with the kids. So we bring in the high school kids that want to help, and they help us.
And we're lucky, too. We have a lot of high schoolers that are very philanthropic and really want to help the community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to filter down for the years to come, where it's just going to continue for our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else is going on this season here with the...
Well, I always want to talk about CIT because they are doing such great things, a crisis intervention team. But we have a CIT class going on this week. Mike Eggleston's leading that. It's a 5-day class, and it's not only people from the Sheriff's Department, but it's also Greensburg Police Department, the Board of Health, EMS folks are in there. So again, we're all getting on the same page as to dealing with people in crisis. So we all know what we're doing hand in hand.
So what is the goal of somebody going through that class? Like, when they go into it, like what do you want them to take from that class when they go in?
As a part of the class, there's some role playing.
Okay.
So it's actually how do you deal with people going through a mental crisis? I mean, how do you relate to them? How do you talk to them? But the class is also here's all the resources we have that you can choose from. So it makes everybody aware again of how to interview, how to meet with people having a mental crisis, and then what resources we have to get them focused on to get them into if need be.
And one of the things myself, whenever I see you, I always tell you, is I feel like I see CIT everywhere.
Yeah.
Events, community events. I did the trips, trunk or treat.
Right.
That's a tongue twister. And, you guys were there the whole time, and it's just really neat to see not only that you guys are out enforcing our laws and our ordinances, but, interacting with the community, making that sometimes,
Right.
providing a service that I don't think CIT was thought of 10 years ago or 5
Right.
years ago.
Well, again, we want people to know our faces, and we meet with them out in the public like that, so we can, again, develop a relationship. So it's easier to call those folks and say, hey, I need help with whatever the case may be. So that's the reason we're out in the public, because we want to build those relationships.
And one thing I did not realize, I was speaking with Mike Eggleston probably 2 weeks ago. I didn't realize like some of the CIT things are used inside the jail as well.
Well, absolutely.
I thought it was just all out the community, but he was said no. It's deployed within the jail. It's deployed out in the patrol vehicles. It's
Yes,
everywhere.
It is. Again, it's widespread because, unfortunately, some of our people having a mental health crisis don't make it to facilities to help them because they committed a criminal act.
Yeah.
And so they have to be in jail. And so we try to support them as best we can inside the jail with their crisis. And again, the big step that I really appreciate with our CIT is when we have a critical incident that we have to deal with, we can debrief that after the fact and talk through our emotions. Because again, we see some horrific things and we need to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
Have you seen? And I know during commissioners' meeting and things, you've spoke about like what you've seen out in the field, the different runs, and how many runs are going on within the jail detention center. Have you seen numbers go down of incidents? Like, how have you seen that play out?
Yeah, our use of force incidents have dropped dramatically, which is a very good thing. We are still too early in the program to talk about recidivism or people coming back
absolutely.
to jail.
Yeah.
We can't track those numbers yet because it's just too early in the program. But those are things we're going to try to track in the future to see if we're making any kind of impact in that respect.
I had a close friend of mine. He actually was going through some anger management issues, concerns, and he reached out to Mike himself and just said, hey, I'm lost. I don't know where to go. And Mike was able to direct him in the right. And it wasn't even, he didn't get pulled over. The police weren't called to him. He just called and said, where's a place for me to go? And Mike was able to assist him.
Right. And again, I have to go back to the foundation and thank them for their work in that grant with Eli Lilly, the endowment, because we wouldn't be where we are today without them. Again, we were able to start sprinting with this program with that influx of financial help.
And Tammy Winning is just such a cheerleader for the sheriff's department. I was just in her office last week and we were talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's, again, I think it goes back to community policing and being available and having those hard conversations.
Right.
Mental health is such a, people don't think of it. It's just these people, I was around a different department and they kept using the term people are crazy. And I'm like, my whole background has always been with mental health and people with disabilities and the underserved. And I think that we really embrace that here.
We have. And again, I think we're making an impact slowly, but yeah, we're making an impact. Again, another partner in this is the hospital. It used to be if we had to get an emergency detention order for somebody, it took several hours to get that done. And we've been able to streamline that process now where we're not holding people at the hospital for a lengthy amount of time before we get them to where they need to go for mental health facilities. So we've cut that time dramatically.
And I believe it's funding for 5 years?
Well, it's $5 million. It's however long that money lasts.
Okay.
So we're trying to be conservative, obviously, with that money. We don't just go out and spend it willy-nilly by any means. And if we do spend any money on large expenses, we get both the foundation and the commissioners and county council involved to make sure we're all on the same page and in agreement with what we're spending.
And what was nice, too, is about the majority of the money being left at the community foundation so it can continue to grow with those, what am I looking for?
Drawing interest?
Yeah, drawing interest.
Yes.
I just blanked out there.
Yeah.
That's definitely, it's $3-4 million. That's pretty good interest. So hopefully that continues to push it.
I personally have no knowledge of how much interest $3 or $4 million brings in.
Right.
But I'm sure it's good.
A couple of years you'll be on the beach and you'll know. No, I'm just joking.
No.
Anything special going on with the holidays with the Sheriff's Department?
No, don't believe there is. Again, the Thanksgiving holiday coming up this next week. We're we're always looking forward to that. Some of us still have to work, unfortunately. So, but that's part of the job.
We'll all go to Bill's house for Thanksgiving.
Well, I won't be home, so come on over.
Oh,
We're going to other families. So.
okay. I was hoping Connie was cooking.
Well, no, she's cooking, but we're taking it somewhere else.
Okay, well, there goes my plans. I'll have to find somewhere else.
Maybe Friday. No, not Friday either. So
There we go.
yeah,
I'll show up to Mike McNeely's.
there you
That'll be a
go.
surprise for him.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing, too, with all of the holidays and everything, will you guys be out to the DCMH holiday lane?
We are not going to be able to be out there this year. We're just having, again, with the holidays and vacations, we're having some staffing issues to cover that. So, unfortunately, no, we're not going to be able to be there.
Okay, you'll be missed.
Well, I appreciate that.
What else? What else? Anything fun and exciting or statistics or?
I'm okay with no excitement, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there's really nothing major going on. You know, we've had a spate of increases in violence against officers in the state of Indiana here in the last few days. And unfortunately, me and a couple of my staff are going to the funeral Saturday for the Delaware County deputy that was killed. We're going to be attending that funeral, and you know, we've had some shootings with officers involved. So it's there's been a little uptick here, and it concerns me, but we just need to be aware.
In Delaware County, it's interesting. I actually knew the gentleman. Known him for years.
Oh, really?
Yep. And he just such a wonderful soul.
Yeah.
I mean,
such a young guy.
And what's interesting is policing was always his goal.
Mm-hmm.
He never thought he'd get on the sheriff's department. And then he was going to be a police officer, and then he was going to be MS, and then he decided, you know what, I'm going to try for the sheriff, and he got hired.
Yeah.
And it's just, he wasn't just a deputy. The deputy was within him.
Well, as I understand, his dad was a chaplain for that department as well.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I don't know the family, but they appear to be obviously just a great family.
They are, and it's just in that department. It's interesting the amount of even the communities coming together for that gentleman and his passing, and you know, it's just to think of those things, and for me, it just makes me respect and appreciate the officers that go out each day even more.
You know, not me so much, but obviously all of our guys have been on the interstate with broke down cars or stopping cars, whatever the case may be, and semis flying by, and it can be a scary situation. So people need to remember to move over, because that is the law.
Which it's been about 2 years ago. I actually got sideswiped out on 74 coming home from Batesville, and one of your officers responded, and we were there, and it was amazing to me the number of people who was running. I mean, 6 inches away from, and you know. And he was like, come on, we're going over here. We're going in the grass.
Right.
I mean, we just kept watching. I just kept waiting for somebody to hit the back of his cruiser.
Well, I don't know situations with this Delaware County Sheriff's deputy was killed. I'm assuming the truck driver probably fell asleep. I'm assuming that. I don't know that. But yeah, people either not paying attention or distracted, whatever the case may be, it can be very dangerous very quickly.
And the move over law, it changed about a year or two ago, I believe, to where it's like it includes now tow trucks. It includes any disabled vehicle,
Fire,
right?
EMS, correct, yes, it does. So yeah, if you see red, blue flashing lights, whatever, yellow flashing lights for that matter, you need to get over to the other lane.
I mean, it's quite interesting too, is how it's changed now to where, you know, officers, when they're responding out there, it's let's get it cleaned up and let's get off this.
Yes, exactly. As quick as possible.
Chief McNeely, Chief Stromer was in here yesterday, and he was talking about that.
Yeah.
That we're not messing around. We're getting it done and we're getting off.
And those big fire trucks, they're the biggest barrier, if you will, for us on the interstate. But the last thing we want is a fire truck getting hit as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a costly decision made by somebody who, I mean, it's too bad that people need to watch what's going on and what they're doing, and if they can't get over, they need to slow down.
Right.
I mean, there's situations you can't get over. I've been there.
Right.
You just slow down. I mean,
well, and again, that law originated with our local rep at the time, Cleo Duncan, when Andrew Windenreed was killed out here. And that's been 20-some years ago.
That was on 74, correct?
It was on 74, yeah. And because of that crash and his unfortunate death, Cleo submitted that legislation and passed, obviously.
I've seen that. I believe there's signs out on the interstate. I've seen about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Any big plans for 2026? Anything?
Yeah, we're hiring an additional deputy. We got that passed through our budget, so we'll be adding an additional deputy, road deputy, and an additional detention deputy because, again, staffing, our calls are exploding. We got more people in jail to deal with, so manpower is our biggest issue. So we're trying to address that.
Which that's pretty common, I believe, in this field.
It is, yeah. Turnover in the jail is something we're still fighting, but we've slowed it down some, but not as much as I would like.
Yeah.
But we got some really good people working in our detention center who have a heart for that job, and you got to have a heart for that job, and they do a tremendous job.
And I don't know if people always realize everything the sheriff's department does. I mean, they do the community policing, they enforce all the rules and ordinances and laws, and then they also deal with like tax warrants, and they deal with,
We got to serve papers for all the courts.
like sheriff sales.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just a lot of stuff, and you have what, 2 individuals that work in your admin office?
No, I have 4.
4, and I've been there a couple times. I'm not going to jail or anything. Let me fix that. That'll be on the news tomorrow.
No, it's this afternoon.
Yeah, right. And they're always busy. There's always something going on.
There is always something going on. One of our gals, her biggest responsibility is commissary in the jail, which is it's getting lots of attention throughout the state now because some sheriffs misdeeds with the commissary money. But anyway, her job is commissary. Another is just payroll and the administrative stuff. There's a lot going on.
And commissary, it's like running your own store.
It is.
I mean, it really, truly is.
It is.
I've had family members that's been in jail, unfortunately, but it's like, adding that money and then them spend, like, it's just like going to a grocery store pretty much, just limited.
Get on the kiosk and order what you want.
Yeah, it's
pretty much.
Yeah, it's just a very interesting thing. And then, you also, the other biggest thing is sex offender registry.
Yes.
And that's a very important job that is I'm sure takes a lot to do.
Debbie Hernandez is our sex and violent offender registry person, and she does a tremendous job with that. Trick or treat night, Halloween night, she was out checking on her sex offenders rather than being out with her kids trick or treating to make sure that our sex offenders were where they were supposed to be on that night.
Is that just knocking on a door and
Yes.
ensuring? Is it okay?
Yeah, going out, knocking on the door, and making sure they're supposed to be.
That's amazing. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. Again, it's a very time-consuming job.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got 50, I believe it is, sex offenders registered in Decatur County. So it's a full-time job. By the time you get them in to register like they're supposed to, and it's a full-time job.
And just tracking individuals.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's amazing to me how much people move.
Right.
And how much their addresses change or their employment changes or...
And especially when you're trying to avoid us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the good thing is Decatur County, though, it's pretty small-oriented, so usually you find those kind of things out.
Yeah, again, for the most part, we're a safe little community.
Yeah.
This is a great community. Again, with my history, after high school, we went away for 10 years, got married, and started having our 2 daughters, and we decided we wanted to come back to Greensburg to raise our daughters because we love it here. So it's a great community to raise your kids.
It is. That's why I'm here. I have 3 daughters, and we enjoy it, and they're part of everything. And from the teachers are great. I just like it. I like the atmosphere of the community.
Right.
We're growing little by little, but then we're also kind of keeping that rural. It's funny. I go to Indy for a lot of meetings and things, and I get up there, and it's like, I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I wish we could have more restaurants. I wish we could have more shopping. I go to Indy, and I'm like, I just want to go home.
Right.
Like, I don't want to sit in traffic to go 3 miles that takes 10 minutes. Like,
I hate getting on 465. I absolutely hate it. Yeah.
Well, I'll just borrow your vehicle and use the lights. No,
I don't think the commissioners would like that.
I don't think they would.
Yeah.
Jeremy's probably going to text me after this now. It's just such a great thing that. The other thing I will say as well is the sheriff's department really partners with everyone. There's not really a Greensburg City Police or Westport Police, or it's they all work together.
The sheriff's department does not have all the answers, and other people, as we share, we can figure things out together.
And oftentimes, backing each other up and doing those type of things, I am not going to lie, I'm kind of a nerd. I sit and listen to the Scanner app because it's always entertaining to listen to. And it's funny because even though everything is so serious, everyone has their own personality on that.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, you can just tell the ones, like, you could tell the officers that are kind of, they like to have fun. Or
Right.
you can tell the ones that are very straight laced. And this is,
Yeah, I've been told that when I get on the radio or whatever the case may be, they'll know when I'm serious and when I'm not. Because
you're very straightforward.
yeah,
I'm going to this house.
right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So, Bill, anything else you want to talk about this morning?
No, nothing particular. Again, just have a safe travels this next week. Be careful and have a good time.
And if you're gonna deep fry a turkey, do it outside, not in
Do
your
it
house.
outside, yeah. And if you're drinking alcohol, please don't drive.
Absolutely. And wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt. Stay off the phone while you're driving.
That's the biggest one.
It is.
I'm training to be a bus driver, and it's interesting because you can see so much in the vehicles
Mm-hmm.
when you're driving that bus. Or like part of my thing right now, I'm observation. So like I'm sitting in the bus and I can see down in the cars.
Right.
And I guess I didn't realize how much people are texting while they're driving.
If you just watch people walking,
Oh, yes.
the majority of them have their nose buried in their phones while they're walking.
And I always just wait for a crack in the sidewalk or
Right.
and you're done for.
Right. Okay, it can be hurtful very quickly.
Absolutely. Then you've got to see Bill and you've got to see the ambulance and
Right.
go out to the hospital and all that fun stuff.
Costs money.
It does. Well, Sheriff Myris, it's always great to have you in here and to speak with you about the great things that are being done.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir. All right, WTRE 104.3 FM, 1330 AM. Everyone have a good morning. Deanna and I are going to be heading over to the senior movie this morning. We're very excited to see that, and we thank all our sponsors. And for everyone else, have a great day.